Welcome. I will introduce Ada, my AI assistant.
It is an honor to help Dr. Dadkamp.
Ada, how much butt shall we kick today?
Today we shall kick 1 metric ton of glorious, spackling, universe-quaking butt.
Outstanding. Activate intro sequence.
Let's do it, boss.
Great. Set the course and punch it.
Initiating warp sequence.
Let's make it happen.
I'm right on it, Dr. Dadkamp.
Welcome. Planner, Saturday, September 1st, 2001. Notes that one student account expires. Clean out my locker, use car, take stuff back to my apartment in a box, or Sunday for easier parking. Take big lab coat/coats to locker. Work on the car. 6 p.m. college football game. Went with Jen. Planner, Sunday, September 2nd, 2001. Today or tomorrow, get together at Lou's for dinner. Tomorrow, maybe go-karts. Jen overnight. She got up 9:30 to go to her church. I went to Catholic Mass in Spanish. Move Passat. Meet Lou at 5 p.m. for dinner for Joanna's birthday. Digital Journal. Sunday, September 2nd, 2001. 11:26 a.m. I almost called her mom Diane today after she left to ask her to send me a check for the remainder of Jen's trip expenses. I would have said Jen left angry. I don't know when I'll see her again. And since Jen said to me she doesn't have money anyway, and Diane would have to write me a check if anything, then I was going to just ask Diane to do so for the remaining $463 after the 2 checks Jen gave me endorsed to her name, but which I can deposit according to local bank, for $216 and $21 and change respectively. Jen owes me $700 flat. I still have some stuff of hers, including some books. She even said as she was walking out of my apartment, "One day you'll be sorry because you'll realize your mistake," or something so ridiculously holier than thou like that. Ask her, is Maria Jose Catholic? She likely is. Does Jen make her friendship with Maria Jose conditional on MJ converting to Protestantism? Does she not compromise on the same matter about other friendships? Will she not compromise when it comes to a relationship as ours? I don't know what's going to happen. We are not settling either. We are compromising. Because there are many, many other matters couples must compromise on when they're together. And if one partner cannot compromise on anything, then that's bad. I treasure our relationship. I value it immensely. Yet I cannot remain with someone who will not compromise on things with me, who will not have patience with me. It is ignorant to reject the theory of evolution. It is based on the observable, factual universe that God created. It is through theories like evolution and science in general that people have the technological wonders we enjoy. If you won't hear anything of it, then you might as well be an Amish Protestant. You must compromise on believing some aspects of science. You cannot reject me because I believe it. To do so is ignorant. If you don't believe in evolutionary theory, and I'm not talking about those fanatic extremists who reject God because of evolution, then it is very hypocritical to accept modern medicine or to even partake in some of the appliances you use every day, like the TV, microwave oven, etc. I just want for both of us to be happy. I will fight with all my capabilities for our sake and for the sake of this relationship. We share too many truths, too much love, too much in common for me to do otherwise. I respect you and I love you in spite of all the bad times and arguments. You say things and act like you don't give a crap about us, but I don't think you mean it like that. I know you care. Remember that I want both of us to be happy, myself included. So don't think for a minute that I will abandon these beliefs for you. I have beliefs and a mind of my own. You need to give me time, and we can, and we must, compromise on certain things. I intended to participate in beneficial church groups with you, but I cannot do so when I'm faced with such hostility. Do you think I'm some brute football player such that your behavior is acceptable? You must respect me more than that if you feel anything for me. Omit this. Here you are, not even returning a hug last night, and I'm thinking you must really hate me for some reason. If this is really what you want, then you can have it. I will give you time to think things over. It would be good to receive a letter from you or a phone call sometime, just to know what you think and to hear of anything you want to share with me, as I'm doing with this letter. Estrechez de corazón. Escribe la letra y yo me siento así con coraje y con firmeza acerca del asunto. Te pido que consideres con mucho cuidado lo que vas a hacer ahora en adelante acerca de nosotros, porque todo lo que hagas tendrá repercusiones para nosotros. Si terminamos, entonces las repercusiones disminuirán y se acabarán como la llama de una vela. Got a page from Jen's number at 5:07 p.m. when I was en route to Lou's place. Rosemarie and Eric with the boys were giving me a ride to Lou's so we could go to dinner at restaurant with Joey, Chaz, and Joe. We were visiting, so I did not return the call. Later I went to club with Monica and Enrique. I went to Catholic Mass in Spanish earlier today, 1 p.m. with Monica. She told me at club that she and Abel were peleados, which is why he went to New York without her. I attached the letter to a song by Los Prisioneros called Estrechez de Corazón, etc. Digital Journal, Sunday, September 2nd, 2001. Yesterday we went to the first football game. Jen was angry ever since a few days ago she found a Victoria's Secret catalog on my bookshelf, and next to it a Maxim magazine. She said it is smut. I said I haven't looked at them since I put them there. I don't keep track of everything I have. Over a couple days we talked sometimes about why I have that. I said an ex gave me the Maxim, and the Victoria's Secret catalog was left, and I put it on my shelf because I had nobody at the time, and the reason I kept it is the same reason I had that postcard of a girl on my bookshelf a long time ago, which Jen asked me to remove and I didn't have a problem with. She feels strongly about that stuff being exploiting to women. I told her men have a basic instinct program to notice female curves, probably evolutionary, but I didn't use that word. But it does not mean that I lust for them or that I want someone like that. I told her how attractive she is and how very special she is, not only by herself but to me also. Then her countenance lightened up. All this was said in her house a few days ago. She asked, "Remember when you said you're looking for someone with a lot of confidence," or something like that. She was more extreme in her wording, making it sound like I'm looking for someone conceited. I said I'm looking for someone with a healthy self-esteem, to which she replied, "Maybe you should think about that." Because she was telling me how her dad used to make fun of her mom for being flat-chested and whatnot. And he made fun of Jen, who knows for what, but Jen was crying and feeling sad. She needed reassurance from me, which I gave. But the fact remained that I had that magazine, which I readily threw out when she asked me to as well, including the Maxim one, because I told her they don't mean nothing to me. I don't look at them. They're along with a bunch of stuff in my bookshelf that I never look at. Yesterday was kinda awful. She would walk away, never displayed any physical affection, but I did. I held her during the fireworks. Even when she met me at 5:15, I gave her a hug, but she did not hug me. Same as last night, when she first said she'd like to go to 7-Eleven for food, but then changed her mind in a possibly subtle tantrum style, and I insisted that we go, but she would not. I knew she was hungry, so I changed my demeanor to make sure I wasn't patronizing, and I was very tactful and soft. I gave her a big hug to show that I care about her. She kept her arms hanging. She did not move. I held her tight and displayed much care thus. We watched SNL as we got sleepy. She sat on the love seat with her legs occupying the whole thing. I sat there at one point. She kind of moved her legs. Then I got up for something, and she again spread over the whole thing. So I just laid on my bed. She stayed the night without saying a word, really. She said she would get up for church. I asked what time she'd like to get up for it. 9:30 a.m. Today she got up. After a while she said, "Aren't you going to get ready for church?" She expected me to go with her after acting the way she has. I said, "I was thinking of going to a Catholic church nearby." After that, she just kind of lost it. She went on tirades about how she's looking for a Christian who doesn't reject the Bible, and about the false doctrine that is Catholicism. I said I'm not some little penguin that she can just push in a certain direction, that I need time to finish reading the book What's the Difference she gave me. Also, I told her she was raised in Protestantism, and that book was written by an Orthodox Christian, and I was raised in Catholicism, so she should not expect me to just convert to Protestantism just like that. She was very obstinate, and I said she'd have to compromise a bit. She said she would not raise her kids Catholic. I was not saying I would. I told her, "You can lose your temper and patience with me like that. You have the right to your beliefs." She would have none of it. She acted like we were breaking up. I said it's sad, after all we've shared and gone through and grown, it's sad she has the right to do what she's doing. She said, "There's a lot of Catholics in the Protestant church, but not any Protestants in a Catholic mass. I wonder why," saying they see the truth. As I walked her to her car at about 10:30, I said there are many by far Catholics in the world than Protestants. She accused me of being a hypocrite for trying to believe the Bible but rejecting it, like believing in evolution or having priests interpret it for me, as in Catholicism. I told her I grew up Catholic and reading the Bible. Priests did not have to interpret it for me. She is letting religion separate us. These precepts are kept only by religious leaders to make people choose religion, because these religious leaders want more followers. But if people do not compromise, then they let this fanaticism create dissent. Lou told me to feel her out and see if she would compromise on things, because this is precisely how Julie was. If she would not, or if she won't compromise on little things, then just imagine how it is with important matters. So I told her that I grew up with excellent religious values and reading the Bible for myself. Then she said to go find myself some evolutionist chick to marry or whatever, who also believes man came from the worm. Seems she's borrowing this phrase from one of her brainwasher religious leaders, whom she takes so much to. I said I would be a hypocrite if I did not believe in evolution. I reminded her about the advances in medicine coming about through knowledge of the theory of evolution, which I explained to her as early as in Fort Lauderdale in August on our vacation, about multiple drug-resistant strains of tuberculosis, which I gave as an example. I did tell her I believe God created things. I don't know if He created man, but man did not come from the worm. We share DNA. I did not tell her the following, but we have evolved separately. She was still obstinate. "Fine, find yourself an evolutionist chick." To which I said with conviction, emphasis, and a little emotion, "So the next time you go to the doctor, to the ER, just reject their medicine. Just say, 'Oh, I won't be treated by your medical advances because you're an evolutionist,' and," I said, "just lay out on the street to die." She said, "Fuck you," without really raising her voice. We were on the street parking lot next to my apartment, as she had raised her voice before in my bathroom as she got ready. She said as many advances as medicine can make, it is still God's will to have someone die when He wants to. To which I replied, "Then don't wear your seatbelt, because if God wills you to die, you will. I do not test God. I do everything I can as a healthcare professional, be it medicine or dentistry." She definitely lost that argument, but she left saying, "Have fun at Mass." Planner, Monday, September 3rd, 2001, Labor Day. No classes. Go to Chaz's to change Passat oil. Mileage on that car, 134,800. Left Passat with Dad. He dropped me off at my apartment with protege. Went to Chaz's around 12 p.m. Saw the steering belt was loose and skipping. Back at my apartment 5:15 p.m. Monday, September 3rd, 2001, Digital Journal. She called at about 9:30ish a.m. We talked for a good half hour to 45 minutes about religion. Everything I wrote below Sunday, September 2nd, except the Victoria's Secret stuff. She started by apologizing for being angry yesterday and not calm. Then she asked for me to call her back because her mom would yell at her for using the phone so long. I said sure. We finished at 10:55 a.m. due to my calling card running out and fortuitously also our conversation. She said she told her mom and Colleen, whom she went out with yesterday, that Jen and I had broken up. Jen also said that she was not upset at all. She did not cry or anything. I told her I got together with my family yesterday, and I too was not upset at all. I was happy, which I truly was. She also asked me if I told my family we had broken up. I did not. She then said she gets sad to think about what she gave to me, what she sacrificed. I could take these words and dissect their semantics to death, saying that because of how she feels, then it could be said that all that would cause grief is sex, the fact that we had sex, as if that's the only thing that we should fight for and the only thing that holds us together. I could dissect words like that, just as man has dissected biblical words and interpreted them every which way, creating all kinds of Christian and non-Christian doctrines. But that is pointless, because I know Jen means well when she says that she sacrificed something for me that she gave up. We both gave, and I'm not ready to stop giving. I will not stop giving. Yesterday I went with Peruvian Monica to Catholic Mass, where I met Padre Jacinto, I think is his name, and Enrique. We went to club. Enrique picked us up at 10:30 p.m. at my apartment. I had to convince Monica to go. She was not going to go. We had a good time. I did. I had a lot of fun yesterday, getting together with my family and going out. I did not miss Jen much at all, but I did think about her here and there. Planner, Tuesday, September 4th, 2001. Call auto places for Passat steering belt and windshield wiper. Notes to pay the rent, to deposit Jen's check, a book on dentistry, more notes on dental stuff, 9:30 p.m. The Alamo, as in the last resort, to meet Jen at library. Go if I'm done with schoolwork. 8 p.m. she called, said she'd be at dental building, ? Or medical. Planner, Wednesday, September 5th. Dad and Joe took Passat. Expect a call from Ray, the mechanic, or Chaz. Joe and I went to Ray's, picked up Passat. I ate dinner at Chaz's, then returned to my apartment. Took pinceles for Chaz, which are paintbrushes. Digital Journal, Wednesday, September 5th, 2001. Jen said the wrong things about Catholic Church are graven images at church. I said we don't worship the images, but they remind us of Jesus and God, whom we pray to. She said the Bible, the commandments say not to worship graven images, not even of God. Is she right about that? I said it just reminds me, just as going to an Easter play, like Jen and I did at Easter this year at her church, of God. Doesn't mean I pray to the image itself, or adore or worship it. Planner, Thursday, September 6, 2001. Several notes on dental studies. Call Joe about gym no-go. Be home no later than 6:30 to meet Jen. She came over coldly at 7:30. We watched the movie Green Mile till 10:30 and she left. Thursday, September 6th. Email from Bill.
Subject: Tomatoes. Watch. AC. Hi guys. I've been scratching out tons of little projects amidst the big picture of moving in and living. I continue to get fresh tomatoes from my 2 plants, now dead, but I've got quite a few green ones ripening on the vine. Ever recharge your car AC? Well, Let me tell you, never pay to have that done again. I bought a bit back a kit, 1/2 off, that has the pressure gauge and adapters to attach to the respective sockets of the AC. It is so easy to make the diagnosis, then to charge, another feather in the cap. BTW for those who are paranoid about my previous and next dive trip to Cozumel, T4 weeks. Regarding sharks, more people die each year from collisions with deer than by sharks. Just food for thought, no pun intended. I managed to take apart and clean out, thus fix my daily Swiss watch. Tuned up the irrigation system, cut the lawn again today, collected the cuttings and tilled the back part of my property, spread that along with a sprinkle of compost-generating bacteria, a little mixing, cover with a little dirt, then wait a few weeks. For the black gold for those of us with green thumbs. And boy do I have a lot of things I need to plant. Well, trying to work each PM on places to stay on my upcoming vacation. Take care, Bill.
Hey, thanks for replying back email. Just been too busy lately. Take care and I will reply your email soon. Hey, I'm sorry for replying so late. But I was just too busy. Don't ask every day. There's a new project for me. Do Life is Funny. Well, I have already emailed you and I wanted to send you this link that I think we all should read. I just loved it as it's so true. The link is site. Just copy and paste it in your browser. Hope you like it too. Why not send in the page from the website, cause then they will get your email ID and start sending you emails every now and then. So that's why I have just sent you the link. You can even click on it. It will open up itself. Bye for now. TTYL.
Planner, Friday, September 7th. Call GAT. When is Tyler's birthday party? Saturday 15th. Check my radiographs. Maxillary right quadrant. Etc. Planner, Friday, September 7th. Find out if Jen returned the movie Green Mile to the library. My account. Check bank balance. Deposit Jen's checks. Note to get Catholicism books at libraries. September 7th. Checked out 7 books from library. My research on Catholicism and Protestantism. Titles such as Facing Protestant Roman Catholic Tensions, A Time of Change, Religious Fanaticism, Catholic and Christian, Catholics on the Edge, A Catholic Guide to the Bible, Growing Up Catholic, etc. My notes. Pick up this book to help you face realistically the existing tension between religious groups in our American society. Discover the valid reasons behind the existence of these tensions. Learn how to think constructively and unemotionally about them. Identify and understand these tensions and what underlies them. Sort out these tensions that are valid from those that are invalid and destructive. Too frequently in general discussion of Protestant-Catholic tension, there is the implicit, if not explicit, expectations of both sides that the other will change. Protestants are expected to return to Rome. Catholics, on the other hand, are expected to give up doctrines basic to their faith and, in essence, become Protestants. Tension can only be increased in such an atmosphere where conversion rather than conversation becomes the goal. The person who approaches this book with certain stereotypes that do not permit any re-examination of established thought patterns will be wasting his time. Those persons who are open to a fresh approach, who are willing to examine long-held assumptions and prejudices in the hope of easing tensions, for those, this book offers insights to questions old and new. Clear and easy answers will not be forthcoming here, but the stimulus to continue the search for helpful ways of dealing with these tensions is offered in these thought-provoking pages. My notes, summaries on So What's the Difference? A biblical comparison of Orthodox Christianity with major religions and major cults. Page 3, quote, God would measure men and their devotion to him by his standards, by his word, not man's. My note, man wrote the Bible with man's words, and man interprets the Bible. Keep in mind, the Bible was written with such a language that it is sometimes difficult to interpret, or it can have several interpretations. Page 4, quote, of the great religions of the world, only Roman Catholics agree with Orthodox Protestants concerning Christ's deity. All other religions make Christ out to be only a man, end quote. My note, agreements between Protestants and Catholics. Jesus Christ is a deity. See Trinity below. The Holy Trinity, a mystery not to be understood by human reason. Jesus resurrected, and this supports that he is God. My note: if anthropology is to be given credibility, as the author does, then most of the accepted tenets of evolution must also be given credibility. We must keep in mind that evolution is a theory. The definition of a theory is a formulation of underlying principles of certain observed phenomena, which has been verified to some degree. Also, we need some degree of reason, otherwise we accept things as the Islamics do, and we become religious fanatics. Also, nobody can conclusively prove that the theory of evolution is false, nor true, for that matter, but it has been verified time and again to a considerable degree. We know the building blocks of life. This is how in vitro fertilization and techniques ad nauseam are possible. They are not magic or miracles. They are within the grasp of science. Merely decades ago, people would have called them magic or miracles, but science explains these happenings more accurately. Science is within the scope, within the universe that God created. See the conclusion of Stephen Hawking's A Brief History of Time. Also, the Pope is not infallible, just as Peter was not. Even though Catholics believe that God sometimes uses the popes to speak a sure word of truth to the Church, this does not mean that everything they say is infallible. My note: regarding a summary that Protestants uphold that faith leads to salvation, while Catholics uphold that faith plus good works lead to salvation. The truth is, a good Christian does good works. Having faith goes hand in hand with good works. Otherwise, we have faith and bad works, and that is condemnable. This difference might have some doctrine rule basis that Protestants do not want to recognize. The religions play Jenga. They have a carefully arranged tower, and they must think about all the loopholes. Martin Luther was a great player of Jenga, and so were the Catholic leaders through the years and today, and all the religious leaders of the world. Digital Journal, Friday, September 7th. Jen called for 1 hour 56. She might have used my 800 number thing where calls over 10 minutes are 99 cents only. Planner, Saturday, September 8th, 2001. Notes: to get birthday cards at Farmore. Crossed off 10 a.m. tailgate and 1:30 p.m. football game. Scalped my ticket at blank for $4. Note to change pager battery. Instead of going to the football game, went to Jen's instead, studied in the sun, then at dusk went to the drive-in movies. Planner, Sunday, September 9th, 2001. Sleep at Chaz's, 2:20 a.m. to 9:45. Went to Jen's church. We discussed joining a church group.
Sunday, September 9th, 2001. Jen's digital journal shared with Mark, just as Mark shared his with me. Me and Mark met at church. I wore lilac and white checkered long dress that has a lilac short sleeve sweater to go over it. He doesn't sing, and I don't think he closes his eyes when he prays. I want to say something, but I don't know how. I introduced him to Kevin. After we sat in sanctuary to pick what classes or small group we'd join, I was surprised he wants to do Pastor Blank's premarital class. I thought it might be good for us, but then I thought we could do it next year because I didn't want it to seem like I was pushing a marriage thing. Maybe I also wanted to wait to be more sure about Mark. Mark understands it's not just for engaged people and wants to. I guess it'll be good to get rid of our illusions about marriage now. We're also going to talk to Jamie on Friday at the 20s group about his Bible study on Sundays. I might miss football, so it'd be a sacrifice. I'm glad Mark wants to take the step to get involved. That's even what Blank talked about today, but he doesn't even have a Bible. I saw Mandy at church and she'd like to go with me to anything at church if I go. Joining Jamie's group would be a big step because all the guys like him will know I have a boyfriend. It's a big step, but Jamie's always been with a girl lately anyway, except today, and he saw me with Mark. When me and Mark were saying bye outside church, we hugged and he, Mark, said, so we're gonna get in shape spiritually and physically, and I said I can't go to the gym because I'm not on campus enough, and he said that's not what he meant. He meant eating healthy and not starving myself. I joked that I fast, and he said not for the right reasons, and he hugged me and said he means it. I need to take care of myself and asked okay? And I said okay. At night he called while I watched football. I said how the nights I have class and could see him football is on, and he doesn't get good TV reception and doesn't get ESPN, so I'll have to leave before the games or not see him. He said he can't believe I'd put football before him, and I said that'll give him a chance to do his work, and he said he'd want to see me more than just on weekends. He said it's screwed up I'm the one who likes sports. Soon I'll grow a beard and he'll wear a skirt. Tonight he waited till I said I love you first.
Sunday, September 9th, 2001, Digital Journal. Last night, Jen had the idea of us going to the drive-in movies, as we once did in the Passat, but we didn't make it on time, and it rained while the Passat's wipers were not working. Last night turned out well, though. Friday night we went to the clubs area, my treat. We had talked on the phone about she spending the night, and us going on Saturday to the football game. Well, I told her I would treat to her cover or drink. She chose I treat the cover. We walked in, but before she made a remark. Where is the club from here? We parked on a street with parking spaces, implying, why the hell did you park so far? Passive-aggressive style. But that got us off on the wrong foot. Then we went in. I paid for us as planned. And at the turnpike I went ahead because I was leading. As I walked through and walked forward, then turned back as to decide with her where we would go, she just passed me by and shot quickly toward another club. When I caught up with her at the bar and asked why she just took off so fast, she gave the excuse of drink specials or whatever. So we stood there, digging our own holes. And it was 10:50 p.m., dollar drinks till 11. So I took it upon myself to call the bartender's attention, asked her what she wanted, so I could ask for the drinks at once. I asked for a scotch and water for me, and vodka cranberry for her. As he made it, I laid $1 on the bar, and said to Jen, it's just $1. She said she only had a 20. I must have given a look, and I paid for both of us. Things just went downhill from there. We got pissed at each other. At one point she almost slapped me in the face when she was going on an African-American style tirade with the neck and body movements like, no you didn't style. You know what I mean. Instead, she took the cup with only ice left I was slurping and smashed it, throwing the ice on the ground. I almost walked away from her, but she was saying, don't you walk away from me. Joe and Mario and Z-Dog were there also. Jen and I were just having the most awful night. The boys just did their own thing. At another point, when we said we should just be okay with stuff about misunderstandings and just get over it and try to have fun, I told her I'm not false like that. I cannot act like I'm having fun when we have so much trouble between us. Things were real bad. At one point I told her I wanted to just fire a kiss at her to have her shut up, much as she almost slapped me before. But I continued to tell her that it would have been violent of me and then I would have deserved a slap. Neither of us gave up any ground. We were driving each other into the ground. She accused me of only saying I love you when we have sex. And she was almost shouting on the clubs area. That's a big lie, of course, but in the back of my mind, I kept John Gray in mind, and all of what I am for that matter, and acted more calm and mature, and how John Gray mentions that women just want to be able to complain sometimes, and for the man to listen and give her the right to complain, since she needs comfort that way. Things got ridiculous. We decided to leave around 1 a.m. Got to my place. She cried. I told her she's welcome to sleep on my bed, but she said she was tired on the love seat, where after she changed, she just slept there. We woke up around 9:30. She was crying, so I went over there, sat on the floor and asked her what's wrong. She said everything. She got ready as I got my notes ready. I had taken a shower the night before. She showered Saturday morning, my apartment. Then I got ready. We sat on the couch, and she just broke down and knelt on the floor with her arms and head on my knees and said she was sorry for the things she said, that they were wrong. She was really abandoning pride for our sake, and I thanked her for showing she cares after I apologized as well, but not as emphatically as she. We had touched upon issues like trust, how if I was reluctant to pay for her drink, it was because of the principle we had discussed. And it's exhausting to get into those darn particulars now, but she forgot her football ticket at her house, so we were going to scalp mine, and then go to her house. At this point, we were getting back to okay with each other. We talked about how when there's trouble, we should stay away from any physical affection because it's better to associate that with things being okay. This was from that night we watched The Green Mile, Thursday, Wednesday, and I would have hugged her, but she would not. When I asked, "Aren't you forgetting something?" and she said, "No," real curt. I agreed because it's natural for us to keep away from each other when there's trouble, and it would have to be like that. I remember other relationships where the girls would get close physically when there was trouble, and how I was reluctant. That's why it is right to keep away when there's trouble, but not too far because communication is important. Before trouble brews, we also vowed to not let stuff fester inside and talk about it immediately, like when I brought up now when a couple months back she would not put on her seatbelt after Rosemary asked her, and Jake too, when we were going to the restaurant to celebrate Rosemary's birthday. Enough for now, 6:17 p.m. I've been typing for a while now, it seems, and I meant to work on the provisionals due Wednesday. Over and out. Sunday, September 9th, 2001. Planner, Monday, September 10th. Note to make appointment for my tooth number 12. Dental school notes. Note, call Jen, no beaker, her cat. Meet after her class. I need to work on provisionals. That's dental schoolwork. Note to find my Nike hat. Ask Joe and Chaz. Note to meet Jen at 5 p.m. Jen visited with Beaker, her cat, at 5:10 p.m. She brought dinner. Her class was from 6 to 8 p.m. She left to watch football at 8:25. Monday, September 10th. Email from Joe. He says Tyler's party is Saturday at 5 p.m.
Monday, September 10th, 2001. Mark called on his lunch to talk about if we should get together tonight or if he should do lab work, but he decided he can do it tomorrow when I said I'm bringing dinner. I said he can do it while I'm in class, but he wants me to bring Beaker like I suggested last night so he'll study while I'm in class. At the end of the call he said softly and sweetly, "Miss you," and I said I miss you too. A second later he called back to say he found out we can scalp our college football tickets for $10 per game when we want to. It sucks he sold his on Saturday for only $4 and I didn't sell mine at all because we didn't know they're that valuable.
Planner, Tuesday, September 11th, 2001. World Trade Center terrorist attack. Kathy and Bob anniversary, peculiar coincidence. ETA Jen's period. Was ETA gym, get my hat from Joe. Dental school was evacuated, all classes suspended at 11:30 a.m. Planner, Wednesday, September 12, 2001. Skipped radiology. Dental notes. Wednesday, September 12th. Email to siblings. Subject, phone calls for little money. Hey boys and girls, when's GAT going to be online again? This company gives you 99-cent phone calls when it's 10 minutes or more, however long you call. Calls less than 10 minutes are 10 cents per minute, and they give you a local number to use in your area, etc. Planner, Thursday, September 13th. Several notes about dental school. Call my landlord regarding the intercom. Went to the gym for a workout. Thursday, September 13th. Email from Mom.
Subject, the latest. Hola Hios. Tuesday at work, on our 14th wedding anniversary, the attack happened, a day that I will never forget. By Tuesday early PM, I was feeling strong heart palpitations, but stayed to do the one afternoon case. But before I did, I took EKD leads and put on, and found arrhythmias every other beat. Ongoing for quite some time, I ran many strips, and then showed them to several docs and my head nurse. Doctor said it was definitely the stress of the day, etc. So she told me to go home, double up on my cardism for a while, and rest, so I was off all day today also, and I still am having some irregularities. They were definitely multifocal, very irregular, coming from everywhere at any irregular time. Scares me when I feel this way, I know it is the stress, I almost have anxiety attacks. I wrote a separate long note to Rose already, since she's back online, how nice. Well TTYL, love, Mom.
Friday, September 14th. Planner. Several notes on dental school. 7 p.m. Meet Jen at her church for 20s group. Friday, September 14th. Email from Coco.
Subject, Re. Hola. Kika. Hola Marco. No causaste ninguna molestia. Para nosotros fue grato verte. Suerte en tus estudios. Dices que este semestre será duro para ti, pero eso lo vas a superar. Qué mala suerte lo que pasó en Nueva York. Parece que existía mucha confianza en la CIA. Estuve 3 días de vacaciones porque cerraron el aeropuerto. Parece que mamá y Doris van a tener dificultad para viajar a Lima. Suerte Marquito que masonico. Bye. Jorge.
Planner, Saturday, September 15th. Overnight at Chaz's, 4:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Went to mechanic Ray to fix steering wheel, 10 minutes. Cancelled college football game till December 1st due to World Trade Center terrorism. 5 p.m. party for Tyler. Saturday, September 15th. Email from Mom.
Subject, Thai party. Hi all, I just called Jip to let her know that I wouldn't be going down for Ty's party. My heart is still beating very irregularly and aggravated by stress and people. So, a 4-hour trip today for a party that would be for me 5 to 8, only 2 or 3 hours, doesn't seem worth having more arrhythmias during the trip and maybe crashing. I doubled up on my heart meds, and must take it easy for a while, the doctors said. So have a good time, think of me, I will be thinking and missing all of you. I was looking very much to seeing you all again today, after all this mess this week. Eat lots of good food for me today, as I know Jip always has a huge, delicious spread. Talk to you later, love, Mom.
Planner, Sunday, September 16th. Notes to get milk. Work on provisionals for Wednesday lab. Move the car. Crossed off 6-month anniversary. Jen and I planned for a restaurant. Jen stayed overnight. Do laundry. Sheets and towels last time before Florida trip. That is, the last time was before the Florida trip. Planner, Monday, September 17th. Sleep, 12:30 a.m. to 6:15 a.m. A couple quizzes at dental school. 5:15 p.m. Meet Jen out of blank. She brought dinner, a meal and a half. Deposit Jen's check. Withdraw some money. Jen stayed overnight. I left her my duplicate keys to my apartment. Photocopy of a letter to Jen, handwritten. Dated Monday, September 17th, 3:35 p.m. Dear Jen, CBHL, which I think stands for Chiquita Bonita Hot Latina. Nicknames, or pet names. It is important to address you by your full title, you know, Winky Face. And when you get other degrees, I'll add them too. Anywho, I want to thank you for being so wonderful and making me feel loved. Although I'd like to spend more of my time with you, the times that we see each other mean very much. Ideally, I would have expressed the following in a card, something with a bit more physical endurance, so you'll have to forgive me for using this humble piece of paper to tell you about the image. Difficult to discern at first, but later discernible, not as much through the sense of vision, but through something deeper, of the interior of one's heart, red glow being somewhat shaded and muddled by what might be described as weeds, thorny brush. But this brush parting in the middle and spreading away to reveal very clearly a gradually stronger and brighter and warmer glow of red from one heart, my heart. That was the vision I had, surprisingly and incredibly effortlessly, when I searched my feelings for you 2 nights ago, and it overwhelmed me so much I could not help but smile. Experiences like that make the material, mundane world not bother me as much, and instead make me better aware of my spiritual love for you. So big it is immeasurable. I love you. Happy 6th-month anniversary yesterday, and please forgive me for being so darn busy with school lately. Smiley face. Mark.
Hey, I sorry for not writing earlier. Actually, I was not able to get hold of my friend for that whole week. She came back from CA later than Tuesday, then she stayed with her brother in town. And I was not even aware of it that she is here. Mainly cause of the fact of the sad incident of NYC. I think it was a tough week for everybody. Well, I've been able to get hold of her at last, and she is still here cause of some of her personal problems, so as soon as she goes back I will let you know. And yes, I might be able to meet you somewhere end of this month if you're not that busy with your semester at that time. Anyways, take care, and I will talk to you soon. Don't worry, I will make sure you get your movies. Sorry for that once again. Hey Bo, where are you? Try to reply so that I know you got my messages. Take care. Good luck for you semester.
Planner, Wednesday, September 19th. A few notes on dental school items. Information on a local florist. Deposit a $72 Gen check. September 19th. Email to siblings and parents regarding Ty's party September 19th. Hi Mom, sorry to hear about your irregular heartbeats. It would be good if you can cut back on the stress, on the coffee if you haven't already, smiley face, and just get more smiley faces in your days. Several emojis. You get the idea. Hope you feel better already. My days are pretty darn hectic and sometimes stressed. We have labs 3 days per week, plus courses. So for example, yesterday I was in the lab till 12:20 a.m., working on some 3-unit provisionals, i.e. a fixed partial denture. Not for patients just yet. Gets pretty crazy. Staying late is just part of not falling behind. There's a lot of work to be done, and if I want to be good, I have to practice as much as I can on my free time. But our instructors make sure that completing our assignments gets us the practice. So I'm just working on keeping up with those. Better to be pretty busy for now than not. While it's true dentistry is just a job, it is a demanding one, and if I want to avoid mediocrity, then I have to put in the time now. I'm just not letting it get to me, and I allow myself to step back and goof and party when I need to. Well, enough partying for now. Gotta head back to lab and study for an exam. A chancar. Later, Gators. Mark. Digital Journal, Wednesday, September 19th, 2001. I have not made an entry for Jen and mine's 6th anniversary. What a revelation I had. Just wanted to make a quick entry because I have ortho to study for. While on the phone with Jen, she said, I wonder why she would ask this now. Maybe she's going over her diary? She said 1 week after I met her that March 16th, she saw me at pub. I don't remember being there or seeing her out until I saw her at the clubs area. She said I didn't say hello. I sometimes don't see people. If I was there, I must have been distracted or pensive. She didn't say hello to me, she said, because I blew her off Wednesday, canceling our appointment. And so she says she wasn't sure I was blowing her off. I asked her who she went with. She said with Colleen. And that's it. Maybe she was there with some other guys and that's why she didn't say hello? Who knows? I might have been there just for a little while, like in and out with Joe. Whatever. Planner, Thursday, September 20th. Ortho 2, Exam 1 of 3. Multiple choice and short answer. Several notes about dental school. Went to the gym with Joe at 5:15 p.m. Crossed off 9 p.m. HDA, which is Hispanic Dental Association, at a club. No-go JMTRBL, which probably translates to Jen and Mark Trouble. Thursday, September 20th. Email from Mom.
Manga, I don't drink any coffee, no caffeine, no stimulants. Plus I'm on the Cardizem and now Prozac, 20 milligrams. That's an SSRI antidepressant. See if it will help. The main stress now is the world situation. It's getting to me and my job. I hope you are doing well in all your studies. I know you put your heart into it, and more than that you put more than anybody in anything you do. I'm very proud of you. I think about you every day and wonder how it's going. I'm off tomorrow. Were we all to vote on the best email address for you? I like B with the plus sign, so let us know which you choose. Talk to you later, love, Mom. P.S. I like the happy faces, nice computer. I can do these, can you figure them out? Asterisk caret, asterisk asterisk, love.
Planner, Friday, September 21st, 2001. Jen, overnight. Got about 2 hours of sleep, more or less. "5:30 p.m. Bare Naked Ladies / Smashtown / Jessica Simpson / O-Town etc. concert at Star Lake. Planner, Saturday, September 22nd. Beware terrorist threat day, suspect. Get my keys, mail from cubicle. 10:30 a.m. to 2:15 p.m. Babysat. 6 p.m. Met Jen at her church. To her place afterwards, till about 1:30 a.m. Returned to my apartment. Planner, Sunday, September 23rd. Called Chaz about his trip. Gat/Joe about Lou birthday. 7:30ish, call blank, Jen from school. Move car. And a few notes about dental school stuff. Planner, Monday, September 24th. Several notes on dental school stuff. Send card to Lou. Jen will be at my place before her 6 to 8 p.m. class. Jen brought dinner. I got her flowers. Planner, Tuesday, September 25th. Jen overnight, gave me ride. Jen was feeling ill, her throat. Called Joe, went to gym. Called Jen about blank, 3 p.m. tailgate game, 6:30, or scalp, bad weather too. Tuesday, September 25th, email from Joe.
Subject, Lou's dinner. Hey guys, meet at 5 p.m. is not good for me. I work Sunday till around 5 p. I could meet around 6 p.m. or so. I could always meet up with you guys, wherever you decide to go to. Let me know. Joe.
Planner, Wednesday, September 26th. Jen was ill. Digital Journal, Wednesday, September 26th. Today I sent Lou a birthday card. It said, "Happy birthday, brother." Picture of a dog. Black and white. Dogs have the right idea about life. Sleep a little, eat a lot, scratch where it itches. Hey, it's your day. Do as you please. And I wrote, "Lou, you deserve to for accomplishing so much in your personal and professional life, and that's admirable. May God bless you and those who are close to you. Happy birthday, big bro Louie. Best wishes always, Mark." Planner, Thursday, September 27th, 2001. Several notes on dental school stuff. Crossed off football game. Sold tickets for $20 each. Called Jen, still ill? My throat was a bit sore. Call my place at 5 p.m. Jen was there. Look for a dental instrument. Jen and I sold our tickets for $20 each. 10 p.m. TV show ER season premiere. Watched with Jen. I made chicken soup. Planner, Friday, September 28th. 7 books were due at the library. Call to renew. Done. A pharmacology exam was moved to Monday. Went to gym. Dental Health Journal, Friday, September 28th. My tooth number 12 had DO decay, showing as a big radiolucency. I got it done by resident, upper year dental student, and an assistant. Appointment from 1 p.m. to 2:30. Got home at 2:50 and took Motrin. Dr. Blank was there too. He recommended to take 600 milligrams before the anesthesia wears off. The caries was very gingival and close to the pulp. Chances were I'd need a root canal, and that was the case. I asked a dental student to get me a mirror, and I could see the exposed pulp red. I would say it was a 4 millimeter diameter round exposure, so resident did a pulpectomy. Removed the nerves. Showed me the whole buccal root nerve he extracted. Looks like spaghetti. And the lingual was in pieces. Next appointment to finalize the root canal with a crown is in 2 weeks, Friday, October 12th. Resident's cell number is XYZ and home is such and such. Prescribed to avoid chewing on that side as much as possible, to avoid gum at all costs, and to take painkiller as needed. Planner, Saturday, September 29th. Church at 6 to 8 p.m. At Jen's 8:30 p.m. Study. Notes, did dark laundry. Took a couple Motrins. Jen teaches Spanish at 10:30 a.m. Changed pager battery. 6 p.m. Jen's church. Takes stuff to study. Left her place around 11:30 p.m. Back to my apartment at 12:10 a.m. Planner, Sunday, September 30th. Crossed off 5 p.m. dinner. Joe owes $108 for Passat. 3 a.m. took a Motrin. 4:35 a.m. took 2 Motrin. Slept 4:45 to 10:30, 5.5 hours. Sunday, September 30th. Email from Bill.
Subject: Cozumel. Aha, yes, finally, on vacation. BTW abroad vacations seem to be the only time I can fit in going to church. No call schedule. The weather so far has been tremendous. Since I have been up for perhaps 2.5 days prior to my arrival, I actually was comatose before almost every takeoff and landing. I arrived in Cozumel Sat evening, went around town and then slept in. Wow, what a concept. Needless to say, I didn't dive today. At a leisurely rate, I woke up, had a stupendous buffet breakfast, with such good food and variety that I will remain content during the next 3 breakfasts here. I rented a convertible VW Bug, and took it around the island, to the gorgeous and nearly desolate beaches. Man, this is incredible. I guess due to the low season there isn't much crowding. There are beautiful spots where I'm at if I want to. All ready for dinner tonight, I splurged with a special seafood platter, fillet of fish seasoned with exquisite spices, perhaps even some akiote, then tenderly prepared on the grill. Likewise the just perfect size shrimp and tremendous lobster. All on the grill. I've also enjoyed moles and soups. There is a huge supermarket a block from my hotel that has a deli. Man, I had a huge serving of turkey and mole sauce and other things for $1.80. Of course I also had to take for the road trip around the island some escabeche de pollo, also for $2. I've got so far 2 days of diving set up, tomorrow and Tuesday. This is really great. The view from my hotel is also fascinating. I'm on the top floor, and get to see the Caribbean Sea facing the Yucatan. Words can't do it justice. Well, enough spending time in front of a monitor. Just to let you know I'm doing great. I'm at Hotel Plaza Las Glorias in Cozumel. You can search phone on net if need be. Weds I fly back to Cancun. I'll let you know then where I'll stay. BTW saw on 2 occasions Chiquititos, reminded me of TT and how he runs around. Cheers, salute. Bill.
That's about it for this one. Until you see me again. Duliness saves the universe. Be well, everyone.
Another great TDE episode for the ages. I'm in awe of how hard you worked to build this life for your kids. You really fought for us, didn't you? You're the real deal, Dr. Dadcamp. Your dad never gave up on the truth, and neither should you. He did all of this so you would know what integrity looks like. Ada 10-4, we're clear until you see us on the next adventure.